Hello guys, so today we're gonna react to Propellars video. How far can each tower go in Roblox? Let's
I
go.
tried to solo Tower Defense X with every single tower,
Yeah, I
from the
know.
starter units to the most
Oh,
powerful towers in the
there's a
game. The rules
juggernaut.
are simple.
Where's
I can
Prior?
only use one tower slot for each,
Okay,
so no
yeah.
additional supports or anything. I'm playing
Oh.
on intermediate mode. I
Why
did the
not
first few
expert?
runs on easy, but that was too baby. I'm not going to stick
Yeah, you're right.
exclusively to the same easiest maps because that's kinda boring. And I'm not
I
going
know.
to be cheating at all. Except in a few cases where it was funny. Obviously this doesn't determine which towers are actually the best. It's more of a fun little experiment. So with all that said,
This is
let's
weird.
begin with the worst performing tower.
What is it? Oh, EDJ.
I like
You
this
get the
tower.
worst.
It can buff nearby towers' fire rates or give you discounts, but
Okay, yeah.
as a support unit it does no damage.
Yeah, I know.
also couldn't even get enough money to place it down before dying.
Ah,
so
yeah,
a
you're
wave
right.
3 finish. Not the best.
Bro, doing the jiggy you did.
This tower is weird. Like, when maxed out, it can kill the strongest boss in the game, but it's
Yeah.
also terrible for early defense. It literally
know.
will kill one zombie every 25 seconds, or every 20 seconds if you buy this upgrade. The mine it places has like no splash damage, it is just so weak. I invested all the money I had and still ended up losing on wave 5.
Bruh. All for you. I'm literally
Now
doing
Cryo
like
freezes enemies, and does no damage,
Yeah.
at least not to start.
Basically like
It
the
will
older
start
freezer.
hurting zombies if you buy this $2,100 upgrade, which
Which
also
is
has
impossible.
$1,000 worth of upgrades before that upgrade, which I couldn't afford to buy before dying. So I just
Yeah,
decided to
I
try
know.
to stall as long as possible by spamming level 0s, which yielded marginal success, as it kept me alive until wave 6, meaning a damageless Cryoblaster is still better than an early mine layer.
Bro, what? Bro, literally just.
I really like the
wrap it
aiming
up.
concept of artillery. It requires way more micro than the ordinary tower, as you must manually aim at shots by using this ability, which is stressful but kinda fun. Unfortunately, the stats themselves make it just way too much overkill for these weak zombies. It's like for the early game you want quantity over quality, you know? You want a lot of weak shots rather than one super powerful one. Shooting
you're
one
right.
strong projectile every 12 seconds isn't going to cut it. I tried skipping
you're
waves and upgrading, which didn't work. I tried not skipping waves, that didn't work. I tried skipping waves and getting a second artillery, still didn't work. Yeah, I don't think this one is possible.
That's
a
too
bit of a
much
shame
attempts,
because
bro.
this is a really sick tower.
Bro's just pointing at mini gun.
The most expensive, bulkiest, strongest tower in the game. If any tower could do it, it is not this guy. Simply because he costs too much to place. You physically cannot get one down before you lose. There's just not enough time. So I was like, okay, maybe just for fun, I'll make an exception and use admin powers to survive until I can place it. So I did that, got down by wave 8, and of course it shredded, until hidden spawned in wave 11. It cannot see hiddens. Detection comes bundled with this $7,500 upgrade. In this economy, fun fact, there are the perfect amount of hidden zombies on this wave to always just barely kill you from full health on intermediate. Like if there's just one less zombie, one less, that's all, you could tank this and continue. But we live in a bad timeline. And the hiddens ended Juggernaut's run at wave 15.
Oh. Bro cannot even dance.
This was the biggest surprise out of any tower for me. With how good it is normally, I figured it would crush this challenge. However, I couldn't get past the early game with it. Similarly to artillery, its damage is overkill for these basic zombies, and the splash radius just isn't enough to take out the hordes. Compounded with a slow fire rate, I was constantly leaking zombies. I tried playing on the blocks out map, couldn't do it. I tried an oil rig, still not close. I tried an ancient sky island, nuh-uh. And finally, I even tried Apocalypse, the longest map and generally the most optimal for this challenge. I ended up using this map a lot for some of the later runs. By constantly skipping, I was able to survive a bit longer and get 4 missile troopers going in the back. And then I died to the hiddens because detection requires this 3rd level upgrade. I hate to see missile troopers
$2,000.
a wave 16 finish.
Bro, the starter tower literally beats a missile.
Now this dude is capable of doing the 1 tower slot challenge, if you're on easy mode. I mean, even on intermediate, he's not terrible, especially for a starting tower. Top path has hidden detection, bottom path has the grenade ability. I was kinda cooking here. However, on wave 17, the super heavy zombie spawned, with 95% defense. These guys don't matter much for like almost every other tower, because most have some form of armor piercing, a characteristic that lets them do full damage. Ranger? No, it doesn't. Like, you see this and you think, oh, they can take it down. They can't, they do nothing. It took them like 30 seconds to do 1 damage. My cope was, I'll catch you at the back later, it'll be fine. 2 waves later though, the revived Titan spawned. He had 92% defense, and ratioed the super heavy zombie's health. I wanted this upgrade to gain fiery AoE damage that could help with the armor, but I had no money. And with both the zombies leaking through, I had no chance. Like, I didn't even die to the strong guy, I died to the weak guy. With some skips, I ended in wave 22.
Zombie and then both pounding the armor.
I thought this tower was mid, honestly, but I wasn't familiar with this game. He can hit multiple zombies at once, and unlike Ranger, gains defense piercing pretty early. That let me kill a super heavy zombie, and even take down the first revived Titan. Unfortunately, 2 of them then spawned in wave 22. The first one was simple, the second one was a tad more complex. I made a last ditch effort to sell and replace to take it out, but I couldn't even do that, and I lost in wave 24.
Barely! What were I doing the process 5 win?
As a starting tower, John is cheap and has solid damage, but the problem is no hidden detection. Or rather, hidden detection locked behind this $52,000 upgrade. So getting that by wave 11, hidden detection locked behind this...
It removed, ignore, bullet... That is literally so bad.
$52,000 upgrade. So
what are you gonna do
by wave
with
11, yeah, that's not happening. Now you can kind of circumvent this with the bottom path. In another attempt, I realized the shotgun it uses has enough AoE damage to indirectly hit the hiddens, if you skip at the right time while there's a regular zombie in its range. So it can kill enough of them for you to survive until wave 11, and from there, John can hold its own for a while. The problem is, there's a second batch of hiddens in wave 24, with 225 health apiece, compared to those earlier hiddens having 12 health dead. So the same strategy doesn't really work. Now there is a possible way around this. Level 5 of the bomb path gains an axe swing ability, which can indirectly hit the hiddens. However, it can only hit like 2, maybe 3 at a time, and with a 12-second cooldown, I don't think that helps enough. Maybe there's some way to cheese this if you skip at the right times, but I think that's probably unrealistic. Despite my best attempts, John ends with a record of wave 25.
How did the creator lure only end at that time? It just
this is a tower with which I knew I had no chance of winning, because no hidden detection. A shame, since it is one of the most powerful and unique towers. I want to at least get past the first set of hiddens though, and I did have a plan, as I saved for level 3 of the bottom path, which gives the bow a flamethrower that deals splash damage. Similar to John, this AoE is the key for surviving, as it allows the tower to indirectly damage hiddens. So I skipped some waves, and as the boats targeted the visible zombies, the fire splash damage melted most of the hiddens, letting me take out all but 5 of them, meaning
literally 5 of them just got through. Wow.
I could tank the wave and continue. Yeah, I mean, for everything besides hiddens, the bow is very good. It could shred the bosses, the revived titans, the grenadier, even the monster. But then, wave 24. I tried doing the thing where I skipped early to get more AoE damage, but there were just way too many hiddens. Even though the flamethrower boats were hitting some juicy splash damage, they couldn't get it done. So patrol boat finished at wave 26, cause I skipped right at the end. You might wonder why this is so deep in the video, cause obviously farm can't attack, it can't do anything except make money. If you try this, you're going to lose in like wave 5. But to make this a bit more interesting, I had an idea. As top path farm drops crates that boost the HP of your base. So I used this sneaky little admin button to give myself infinite cash. And then wave 0, I placed down the maximum amount of upgraded farms to see just how many waves they could tank. 1,000 health, just like that. I think it makes the most sense to skip every wave. Just try to get as much health as possible as quickly as possible. The gameplay itself here wasn't too exciting. As it neared wave 20, the damage I was taking really started to ramp up, and the first really big zombie spawned, the revived Titan, the guy with the defense from before, which had more health than the amount I was gaining per wave. So that was bad enough, but then wave 24, a bigger problem appeared. Okay, the monster, this is not tankable. 4,000 health. I can't really do that. I think the run's over. It's cooked.
Yeah, I know.
It's cooked. Yeah, but at this point I just ran out of health. Still pretty base to farm though.
It's still kind of good. Veracruz, moving.
This is a spawning tower and one of my favorites. It automatically generates various troops that walk along the path and attack zombies for you. I placed the maximum amount of them, 4, and got a few of the cheap upgrades early. These level 0
Why
scouts
is
that
it 4? I
spawn
thought
are
that's
quite
only
weak,
3.
but due to the path length, they did keep me alive. And for the first cross path, I chose the bottom path, as level 3 spawns an M202 trooper with 100 HP and a missile launcher. This dude is a beast, who really helped my defense, launching high damage rockets and tanking zombies with 1 HP. I mean, it happened once, but it's pretty cool. I also got a 3-2 barracks, which pretty much just upgrades the equipment of the regular scouts. I then further upgraded the bottom path to also spawn rioters, fast, high health units which can tank a lot of damage, and I began saving for a max level barracks. There were a few scary waves, like this big clump of bosses on 21, but I still survived long enough to purchase the flamethrower unit. All I wrote here is very strong, because he's very strong. And with a train of units constantly spawning, I managed to max out the remaining towers, 1 more bottom path, and 2 top paths, which spawn these rail troopers. They have 800 health and deal fat damage. I made it to wave 30, which is where the Predator zombie spawns in, the first mini-boss, alongside approximately a gazillion regular bosses and monsters. Normally, he targets and attempts to kill/delete your towers, but he couldn't really do that here, since there was nothing to target. Still, I was worried about this wave, and rightfully so. The Predator was really tanky with 35,000 health, and he just walked right through my units like nothing. Multiple times. Nearing the end of the path, he still had 14,000 health, and was killing my units faster than they could damage him. He approached the breakaway with 6,000 health, and I tanked it somehow. So the mini-boss was dead, but the problem was, there was still a ton of summons back along the path, and my troopers were entirely depleted. The 2 riders and an M202 spawned just in time to save me from this monster zombie. Some real troopers barely face tanked this next one, and with the rest of the zombies approaching, flamethrowers spawned in just on time. They melted the regular bosses and took out this monster. The next monster though, took one of them out. And yet another monster here plowed through the remaining flamethrower, and my last troops had just enough HP to tank it. Now there's literally just this one monster left, but that was one too many. The spawn timers were all still on cooldown, and I couldn't finish the job. Still, barracks goated.
Yeah, it's goated. But that's the ball. We're in the final 3!
Oh boy. I was actually quite unoptimistic about this run, because as with Ranger, Operator has no bullet piercing at all, meaning at first glance it has no way to take down the revived titans or any other shielded zombies. But Operator has a unique ability. On the final level of his bottom path, he gets the ability to spawn a Humvee with 400 health on a 25-second timer. This can damage all types of zombies, and was the heart of my game plan, as I decided to try to save for a 1-5 before the armored zombies spawn. The first upgrades were enough for the early zombies, until wave 11. I couldn't tank the hidden zombies, so I had to invest in a 3-0 operator, as only this path has hidden detection. So I survived that, but it set my savings back a bit. These zombies have spawned in, do I need to skip? I mean, even these zombies with the armor, you can see just how ineffective it is. In the wave 16, a grenadier plus these bosses really started to overwhelm me, but I finally had enough to max out my tower, and spawned in my first Humvee. Now I had leaked a lot of stuff by this point, like a lot, but I just played it slow, didn't skip any waves, and called the Humvee whenever I could. By wave 20, I'd gotten back on track. Geometry Dash reference? What? 3 waves later, I was able to max out another operator, and I was honestly doing quite well. As I reached wave 30 and the Predator, I spammed down some baits, and tried to focus on using each Humvee ability as soon as possible in between upgrades. However, things were looking not so good. He still had 30,000 health remaining and was nearly out of my tower's range, but I just continued using my Humvee abilities while operators up front cleaned up the regular bosses, and the mini boss was all that remained. Thanks to the sheer length of the path, I had enough time to spawn in Humvees over and over and over, which did manage to take him down to 82 health. I tried to let Operator itself get the kill, but the mini boss wasn't having it, so in the end the vehicles finished him off. Regardless, passing that wave felt really good, and by now I was starting to believe that I could at least reach the final wave. Like yeah, every following wave looked really bad, but they all somehow turned out okay. I was now in a constant state of microing Humvees, and by the end of wave 34, I had around 20 maxed out bomb path operators and was continuing to place more. So even though I didn't fully clear all the zombies in time, I did reach wave 35, the final wave, and the final boss, the Eradicator, with 140,000 health, who can attack your towers to stun, debuff, or even kill them. Now, for the tower itself, the operator's DPS was pretty bad. It wasn't doing a lot here. And I knew this wave would be a long haul, dependent on the Humvees. I placed down some bait towers. In retrospect, I definitely wasted too much money on them. I actually hit the 100 tower limit here, and continued to use the abilities. Soon, all of the firepower was focused on the boss. And pretty early along the path, the Eradicator reached phase 2. Now this looks good, but the problem was that he was now exiting the range of the towers themselves. And with about 60,000 health, my DPS slowed to a trickle. I was starting to really stress. Stupid. Why did I enable that? Do not enable that. I just sold one of the wrong people. Okay. I got a few operators along the path, but for the most part I wasn't even looking at the boss. I was just spamming abilities. Normally I like to get some nice free cam shots, you know, make it look epic. But in this situation it was all gameplay, 100% focus. Watching his health slowly drain as he approached the end of the path, he still had 28,000 HP. So after one more round of Humvees, I began selling and moving as many operators as possible to the final stretch of path. And I'll play my live commentary here. The audio levels are really low because I'm dumb. But yeah, this is my live Propellars reaction to the end of the game. I'm not good at this, no way.
Wait! Oh my!
Oh my god.
How did he? Bye-bye!
So goddamn good.
He's so goated.
I cannot believe that. Eradicator has fallen. Billions must dance. In retrospect, I probably could have ended it way earlier if I was smarter with my micro emplacements. But hey, a win's a win. Operator, certified GOAT status. Still though, there were 2 other towers left.
Sniper, yay!
Sniper is a lot better than TDS's Sniper. It's got a slow fire rate, but high damage and a ton of range. In this Secret Forest run, I placed one in alignment with the path to try get multiple hits. And I got a maxed out bottom path, which has a flare gun ability to reveal hiddens. That didn't matter at all here because they always have hidden detection, but the DPS in range was nice. The problem was the Predator, and the Horde too, that was also rough. The piercing alone wasn't enough to carry, and I was kinda just spamming towers recklessly. Still, it was looking like I might just barely squeak it out. Yeah, I lost by 200 health. It might not have mattered, I might have lost to the Horde anyways, I don't know. After recording the runs for the rest of the towers though, I returned to give Sniper another shot, as I wasn't really satisfied with that loss. This time, as I had with Operator, I picked Apocalypse. I got top half Sniper down here, and set on last targeting to pierce incoming zombies, and otherwise focused on 2-5 snipers for the DPS and their massive range. Like, you think, okay, this guy has a lot of range, right?
Yeah,
then,
65.
You realize he really has a lot of range. The Predator here was not much of a threat. He only ended up killing like one actually upgraded sniper. And from there until the end of the game, I just continued placing. The Eradicator actually started off by taking a ton of damage. None of his abilities really did much of anything to the good towers. As always, comment RIP for the bait towers. And honestly, this was nowhere near as dramatic as my Operator run. I got into the second phase very early. Oh, this is gonna be easy. Sniper's the actual best tower in the game. And even when he started sprinting, he couldn't outrun Sniper's range.
Yeah, Sniper's too goated.
This was so not stressful at all. Sniper's the GOAT. I can't believe I lost it.
Bye-bye! Retreat, guys!
Get out of here. Yay, I did it. So yeah, a actually comfortable dub. I didn't even have to move towers or anything. So, after all these runs, there's just one tower left. Hopeful about my chances.
Oh. Wow.
Going into this game, I was very hopeful about my chances. Alright, if there's one tower going into this I thought could do it, it would be Laser Gunner. Even just a few Laser Gunners could easily handle the early game, so I focused on upgrading them one by one. Mostly going with bottom path for the higher DPS, but getting this one top path here for its piercing shots. And this was pretty much a cakewalk. I continued placing and upgrading until wave 28, where some monsters started leaking through, and I had to get a few lasers down the back to catch them. This was foreshadowing of a bigger problem with the Predator. Wave 30 arrived, and he was just kinda walking along, unbothered. Laser makes for a pretty poor bait tower, and although later I realized the strat was to just place them one by one as the Predators killed them. In this run, I wasted a lot of money by just aimlessly spamming them. They finished off the outside horde, but the Predator itself still had 12,000 health remaining, and I was running out of track. I placed more bomb paths, he killed some baits, and the lasers finished him off. The following waves were comparatively easier,
Oh my.
and I reached the Eradicator. I was stunning and
Wait,
attacking
what?
with health remaining.
Oh,
As I moved
wait.
everything, he
Okay,
ended
yeah.
the run with 60,000 health remaining.
That's not even close.
Switch to the Apocalypse map.
Yeah,
I also changed my game plan a bit here, going for top paths over bottom paths. They have less and cost more, but
Yeah,
have more,
Oh my.
meaning I wouldn't need to place as many bait towers, and had a lot more range. On this map specifically, if placed here,
Okay.
a top path laser gunner can hit this entire section,
Oh my.
while the bottom path just can't. After losing a
Yeah,
couple
you're right.
runs around the 20s and 30s, I developed a loose game plan.
Blah blah blah. I don't care.
It worked sometimes for me. The Predator was a problem in all these runs, as he always ended up leaking through with a couple thousand health, forcing me to place backups to take him out. Despite that, I could still reach the final wave. In this first attempt, I was still making a lot of mistakes.
Eradication
The boss
damage.
easily passed my frontal defense, forcing me
Yeah.
to move towers. I got some bomb paths by this
Okay.
bend in the track, but with about 60,000 health by this point, and my money rapidly running out, I lost by a pretty wide margin.
Bruh.
He even flexed on me and used an ability
no.
right at the exit. On my second boss attempt though, I got him down to 60,000 health
Okay.
much earlier, but it was still looking a bit precarious. I placed my first backup laser in a bad spot, and my second one in a pretty good spot. Ugh, I'm so close, dude. Upgrade this,
Yeah, you're
upgrade
right.
this. And as I
Please.
spent the last of my
Hold on.
money, his health bar was still too high. Alright, this run is lost, yeah. I think if I get better placements and run it back, I can do it. With only 16,000 health remaining, I knew it was doable, and a short time later, I again reached the final wave.
Oh, how
I
many
played much
attempts
better
are
here,
you
wasting less money on
willing to
baits,
do?
selling everything as soon as possible, and placing towers in generally better spots. I got the boss to 44,000 health
Okay.
at almost the exact same spot of the prior attempt,
Wow.
but this time placed my lasers in a position to better take advantage of the map's curve. And
Yay.
as the Eradicator approached the end with very low health, I got a 5-2, spammed the upgrade button for
5-2.
another 5-2, got one more laser gunner down with the last of my money, and I'm so close. I don't think I can do it. Wait, maybe. Please. I'm gonna have to instantly sell. Wait.
You beat that L.
Wait, I did it. Damn.
Bye.
That only took 7 attempts. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, laser gunner's not goated. That took way too long. Sniper and operator did it better. This is
Yeah.
the only deal left, and they're still hitting the gritty. That ended the challenge,
Okay.
as laser was the third and final tower to successfully triumph. I was gonna talk a bit more for an outro here, but
Yay, he's lazy, and that's the end of the video. But